Dear students, now let us acquaint with some of the new words that appear in today's class.
Protagonist, protagonist, drape, drape. Dawn, dawn.
Now let us have an analysis of the first four paragraphs. In the first paragraph, Satyajit Ray says that Hollywood or the English film industry is very famous in those days, making films with animals. During his childhood, he could see Hollywood movies having animals acting in them. Then he presents Rin Tin Tin, Kohli and Lassie as examples. It was possible in Hollywood then, but was not possible in India during Ray's period. These dogs could act more impressively than humans, and they earned a lot of money. In the second paragraph, Ray starts his memoir that he got an opportunity to watch shooting of a movie 20 years ago in Disney Studio in Hollywood and the preparations for shooting. He says what is a stand-in, and the stand-in means it is usually a person who is physically similar to the real star. We say a dupe in the movies. In the third and fourth paragraph, he speaks about the protagonist. The word protagonist we have already seen, which means the hero of the movie or a novel. That is a large dog, and how the director make use of a dog as a stand-in for the large dog. In short, Satyajit Ray wants to say that it was easy to make movies in Hollywood with animals, but in India it was not easy during his time. That's why he says about the problems he faced shooting the movie Goopy Gaine Baga Baine with a tiger. The unit Project Tiger is Ray's memoir about the shooting of the said movie. Dear students, now you are given two activities. Activity 1. Read the first four paragraphs. Find out answers for the first two questions in your textbook, that is on page number 43 and 44, based on the first four paragraphs, and write them in your notebook. Activity 2. Go through the film terminology given and answer the questions that follow. Dear students, as we have already discussed, the second lesson, titled as The Frames, mainly focus on how to prepare movies. So if we want to make a movie or a video, we have to learn certain film terminology. shots and framing. Shot, a single piece of film uninterrupted by cuts. Establishing shot. Often it is a long shot or a series of shots that sets the scene. It is used to establish setting and to show transitions between locations. Long shot. It is a shot from some distance. When filming a person, the full body is shown. It may show the isolation or the vulnerability of the character. It is also called a full shot. Medium shot. It is the most common shot. The camera seems to be at a medium distance from the object being filmed. A medium shot shows the person from the waist up. The effect is to ground the story. Close up. The image being shot takes up at least 80% of the frame. The close up takes us into the mind of a character. Extreme close up. The image being shot is a part of a whole, such as an eye or a hand. Now, the camera angles. First one is eye level. It is a shot taken from a normal height, that is, the character's eye level. 90 to 95% of the shots seen are eye level because it is the most natural angle. High angle. The camera is above the subject, means above the character. This usually has the effect of making the character or the subject look smaller than normal, giving him or her the appearance of being weak, powerless and trapped. Low angle. The camera films the subject or the character from below. This usually has the effect of making the subject look larger than normal and therefore strong, powerful and threatening. Now, the camera movements. Pan. A stationary camera moves from side to side on a horizontal axis. Tilt. A stationary camera moves up or down along a vertical axis. Zoom. Here we have a stationary camera where the lens moves to make an object seem to move closer to or further away from the camera. With this technique, moving into a character is often a personal or revealing movement, while moving away distances or separates the audience from the character. Dolly or tracking. The camera is on a track that allows it to move with the action. The term also refers to any camera mounted on a car, truck or helicopter. Boom or crane. The camera is on a crane over the action. This is used to create overhead shots. Dear students, Welcome to the second unit. The second unit is titled as The Frames. In this unit, we will learn how to make a movie and how can we write a script. The second unit begins with Project Tiger, which is written by the world-renowned Indian filmmaker Satyajit Ray. It is a memoir. Do you know what is a memoir? In Malayalam we say Ormakkuruppu. Or memoir means a historical account or biography written from personal knowledge. We are ardent fans of movies. Aren't we? Yes, certainly yes. Movies influence us in formulating thoughts, decisions, feelings, views, etc. Films are produced on genres such as action, suspense thriller, history, romance, mystery, biography, animations, and so on. We should know how to watch movies from a critical perspective. Medias like channels, newspapers, movies, television programs give us ample chance nowadays. There are a lot of job opportunities in the medias and in film making. So this chapter gives us the importance of learning the film making and preparing scripts and using the cameras, their movements, their angles, etc. Dear students, we will begin to learn this unit with a questionnaire. Are you ready? Yes. Then you please take your notebook, pen, and you have to write certain questions and their answers. Shall I begin the questions? My first question is, how many movies do you watch approximately a month, including DVD, TV, or in a theatre, or even in your mobiles? The second question is, what are your favorite types of movies? The third question is, rank the 5 best movies you have seen. The next question is, what kind of movies do your parents or guardians like to watch? How often do you watch movies with them? The fifth question is, what are the differences between watching a movie at home and in a theatre? The final question is, do you watch movies at school? If so, what kind of movies do you watch at school? Write your answers for those questions in your notebook. Are you ready? Now, let us listen to a profile of Satyajit Ray. Satyajit Ray, 1921 to 1992, was an Indian filmmaker. Ray was drawn into independent filmmaking after meeting French filmmaker Jean Renoir and viewing Vittorio De Sica's Italian neorealist 1948 film Bicycle Thieves. Ray directed 36 films, including feature films, documentaries, and short films. He was also a fiction writer, publisher, illustrator, calligrapher, music composer, and film critic. He has also authored several short stories and novels.
This memoir by Satyajit Ray, one of the greatest Indian filmmakers, on how he managed to shoot the scenes of a film which included a tiger. Dear students, in today's class, we will deal with the first few paragraphs. First, I will read the passage and we will understand what Satyajit Ray wants to speak with us.
Project Tiger by Satyajit Ray. No one can beat Hollywood when it comes to making films with animals in them. I remember films in my childhood, and there were quite a few of them that had an Alsatian called Rin Tin Tin. This dog's acting was more impressive than a human's. Later, we got to see 3 or 4 other films with a collie called Lassie. Seemed that the director could make Lassie do just about anything. These trained dogs were famous stars in their own rights, and the money they earned was no less than what a real film star got. Their owners could easily make as much as 100,000 rupees from just one film. I realized how reverently these animal actors were treated when I happened to see the shooting of a film 20 years ago in Disney Studio in Hollywood. The main character in this film was a large dog. I reached the studio to find that the shooting had not yet started. The cameraman was getting the lights ready. It is customary for actors to be present when the lights are arranged, for they have to show the cameraman how they will walk or where they will stand in a particular shot. In the case of very famous stars, this job is done by their stand-ins. A stand-in is usually a person who is physically similar to the real star. The stars themselves arrive only when the lights are ready and it is time to take a shot. Here, in Disney Studio, I noticed that a few actors were moving about in the set, and on one side, standing quietly, was the protagonist, the same large dog. The cameraman shouted to everyone to take their positions, but the dog remained where it was. This puzzled me. Could it be that it was not required in the next shot? Before I could ask someone, a strange thing happened.
From nowhere appeared a little dwarf, followed by another man carrying a hairy dog skin. Then, to my perfect amazement, the dwarf went down on all the fours of a chalk mark on the floor, just like an animal, and the dog skin was draped over him. Then he crawled from one mark to another, and the cameraman got busy with the lights. It finally dawned upon me that this dwarf was paid to be the dog's stand-in.